What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. I am here today. Actually, what is your name? Your name? I forgot it already.
Blake.
Blake, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm here with Blake. If his mic cuts out a little bit, that'll be all right. But today we're gonna talk about the Bears. The Bears game, not too much because it's already like midweek, trying to get over it. But I didn't really talk about too much. And we'll talk about next week a little bit. And then I want to do my picks tonight. Uh, if you're not on the CBS Sports app, download the app. You can join the picks league that I got going on. And big shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show as always. If you don't have the Quick Rewards app, make sure you get it. You get a lot of free stuff. They're always giving away vehicles. Or I got all stuff, daily scratch things. Check them out. And all right, big shout out to Quick Trip. What is up, everybody? All right, so Blake, what is up, man? How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Halfway done with the week. How about you?
Yeah. I am good. I'm real good. So the Bears game, like I say, I'm not gonna talk a whole ton about it, but it was a good game. The defense played how they were supposed to play. The offense scored support. Aaron Jones had a game. He was FedEx Ground Player of the Week. He had 2 touchdowns, both one rushing, one receiving. I think it was the Bears, so like people will talk about it was just the Bears, it was just the Bears, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get a nice little lead, keep your foot in the throat, finish the game off. That's what they did. What did you think about the Bears game?
At first, I kind of got a little bit nervous the ball in, but I mean they put their foot and just ran with it.
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot there, but yeah, that's pretty much like what they did. Like they ran the ball, they spread the ball around. They were pretty even. They were a balanced offense. They did all the things that you wish that they would have done against the Vikings, but I digress. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about it, but I think it's a good start. They have a tough matchup next week, but I think that they proved it. Preston Smith had himself a game. Preston Smith went off. He contained Justin Fields on his side. He didn't get sucked in. Like I've said over and over, I made videos about it because I just loved it because he a lot of times in the past those running style quarterbacks they just gouged the Packers. Preston Smith stayed in his lane, didn't get sucked in, got a sack. I forget his exact stats, but he just dominated. And on stat wise, and just watching the game, you just could he was he was all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 170 all-purpose yard receiving touchdown and a running touchdown. So it's like night and day compared to last week. He only touched 8 times the week before, didn't he?
Yeah, he only had the ball 8 times. So I think that the coaching staff seen that. Like Matt LaFleur talked about it after the Vikings game. Like that can't happen. We can't do it. And this offense to be successful has to use AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. It's one of their top offensive players. I mean, Aaron Rodgers obviously, but these two running backs can be used. Put them on the field at the same time. Like get creative with it, which I think they did a little bit this game. Like I like having Aaron Jones in the backfield and move him around. Maybe you get a linebacker lined up with him. Every now and again you see Preston Smith on a on a wide receiver. Why not try to get Aaron Jones on a linebacker or whatever situation that you can get in, and he's gonna win that matchup. He's gonna beat corners. Aaron Jones can run routes. Aaron Jones can catch. So using Aaron Jones in every way, just get creative, like with Madden, like when you were 9. Get creative, get crazy with it. And I think that this offense is going to be really successful. Besides Aaron Jones, who is a guy like that excited you for that game?
I mean, honestly, seeing it when you got stepped on, wasn't it? Where
Yeah. You're cutting off a little bit, but yeah.
He seeing him on the field really excited me because he's the wide receiver one. I don't know what other people, but he do that well. I mean, he even had a ball.
Yeah, I think that is offense. I can't really hear too good. You keep cutting out quite a bit, but I think this offense, like what their plan is to spread the ball around. Like it doesn't matter who. We don't need star whatever. Like we're gonna have the best dude, whoever's hot, whatever makes the most sense for that game, ball out. But moving on to next week's game, we got playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Um, it is a tough game. It's one of the games that people looked at the schedule like, all right, that's going to be a tough game. But they are without people. They have some injuries. I think they got a defensive tackle. They got maybe two wide receivers. One's a suspension because he got rowdy last week and started fighting because someone disrespected his quarterback, which I get. Sometimes you got to punch someone in the mouth in football. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, I think that this is a very winnable game now. I think that it gives the Packers a break, and I think the Packers, they got some momentum. The Bucs, obviously, everyone talks about the Bucs give the Packers trouble like in the playoffs, but like during the regular season, I could easily see the Packers win this game. I don't want to say easily, like it's going to be an easy game. It's going to be a battle. I don't think it's going to be a blow by either team. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Packers can win this game, and I think that they will. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty sure. Leonard Fournette this week, and with the Mike Evans, that that's a real big key into extra once instead of talking and all of a sudden get our team fully prepared. But I hope to beat every single year, whether it's season and once in the playoffs or three times, which never happened. I'd
I
really
think you're.
like to see him.
I think you're caught on. I'm not really sure what you're saying. I'm not sure if you got internet issue or what it is, but I want to get into some picks. All right, because I do think that I'll have plenty of time this week to talk more about the Bucs. But I want to get these picks in. It is what is it Wednesday night? I'm not sure what day it is, but yeah, it's Wednesday night. Thursday night football. We got tomorrow night. But this week I didn't make my picks yet. I want to make my picks live. He's gone. I think he might try to get back in. His audio was sketchy. But I want to get my picks but I want to do them live. Like every week I'm gonna do them live. Everyone watching, everyone who's commenting live, you're gonna help me make my picks. I won't use that as an excuse for if they're horrible, which they were last week. But before I do my picks, I want to give a few shout outs to the top people. See if I can find if it's gonna pop up here. My internet being sketchy. No. All right. So like the number like 5 spots we got number 1 Justin is that Justin Hag. If I say your name's wrong, I apologize. Joe Thighs, Bob Penberthy. All right. Miguel Sanchez. We got Zach V. I think that's like the top 5 or 6 right there. You guys are killing it. Like I'm like, there's only 4 people worse than me last week. So I did horrible. But shout out to everyone who's doing it and doing it better than me. Let's see if we got his audio fixed here. What is up, dude? You're back.
Yeah, so I had to
Yeah,
refresh it.
yeah, it's still a little sketchy, but we'll get through this thing. We'll be all right. I don't know what it is. But all right, so we're gonna get into this picks. All right. Number 1, we got Thursday night football. And everyone who's watching in the comments, when I go through these games, hit up the comments. Tell me who you think's gonna win this game, and I might listen, I might not, but I'll live and die by whatever. But all right, so we got the Steelers and we got the Chiefs. All right, we got or not Steelers and Chiefs. We got the Steelers and the Browns. All right, divisional game. I think that the Steelers are gonna win this game. What does everyone got? I think that the Browns. I'm not even sure because I haven't even really watched a whole ton of football because last week I went down tailgating and then I did all that stuff. So I didn't watch any of the early games on Sunday. But I'm taking the Steelers on this one.
Yeah,
Jeremy's you got the Steelers. Who do you got?
yeah, I definitely got the Steelers. The Browns, them or not, they still suck. Even if they're no way they're winning this game.
Yeah. Yeah, the Browns are kind of a mess right now, you know what I mean? Then we got next, we got the Ravens and we got the Patriots. All right. So I didn't I think I picked against the Patriots last week and they ended up winning. But I'm gonna pick against them again. Yeah, the Ravens and the Patriots. I'm taking the Ravens on this one. I feel like the Raven. I like the Ravens, like Lamar Jackson. I just feel like that they're gonna win some football games, but like we'll see if I'm right or not. But who you got in the chat, and who do you got, Blake?
I do. I mean, Lamar Jackson he's one of the best football. I mean, he's pretty much what won the day.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson to me is one of the most fun players to watch. Like I'm a Packer fan, and I don't root outside of the Packers. Like I don't have like a second favorite team. I don't care about people that do. I don't care. But like for me, I don't. But Lamar Jackson is one of those guys who is just really fun to watch. Like if a Ravens game is on, I'm gonna try to watch it. It's just fun. But also the Patriots, talking about that game, I never put anything past Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick just like outsmarts people sometimes. Like he's not even the better team. He still gets that win. So like, but I still think that that the Ravens they're gonna take this thing. I mean, we'll see if I'm right. All right, let's move along here. We got the Bills and we got the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 2-0. This is a battle of two 2-0 teams, divisional game. That's kind of a big deal, but it doesn't really feel like it. I think the Bills are gonna absolutely destroy the Dolphins, and that I'm not saying that the Dolphins are a bad team, but like the Bills are just built to like just run over fools. You know what I mean? Who do you got, Blake?
Every single the Bills, they think, to make it a Super Bowl, but honestly, if the Packers don't make it the Super Bowl, the Bills do, and I hope the Bills win it.
The Bills are, yeah. I think Bills fans and Packer fans are very much alike. Like they're a rowdy fan. We don't throw each other through tables in Packer Nation, but I'd be up for it. Like if it presented himself, like if the Bills and the Packers were in the Super Bowl and I happened to be there, like I would definitely, I would jump off an RV onto a table or whatever they do. I'd probably like break my ribs and miss the game, but like I'd get all hurt, like puncture a lung or something. But Buffalo, yeah, I'm seeing everyone in the chat. Bills by 21. The Bills are a really good football team, and they're a team that, like all year long, like I said it last week, I don't think I'll ever pick against the Bills. They're really good. Josh Allen is good. They're just a complete football team. I don't know everything about the Bills because, like, I'm not like no expert who studies every game, but they look like a complete team from the outside. Like I'm sure they got their flaws, like every team, but so far no one has figured it out. All right, we're gonna move on to the Bengals versus the Jets. All right, the Jets 1-1, Bengals 0-2. All right, everyone in the chat, who you got? And Blake, who do you got? Bengals, Jets.
Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow, my favorite quarterbacks in the league. I've the Bengals. I think they're due a big game.
All right, yeah, I think the Bengals are definitely due a game. I think you're spot on there. The Bengals are a good football team. They were in the Super Bowl last year. Joe Burrow, I don't know his stats and all that. I think further down in the weeks, I'll prepare for these better, and I'll actually look at like what's going on with these teams. But I don't know the stats, but I feel like they're a good team that that hangover, that Super Bowl hangover, that Super Bowl loss sometimes drags the team down to start out. But I think the Bengals will bounce back, and if you're going to bounce back and you can't play the Bears, who else then better to play than the Jets? You know what I mean? So I think I'm taking the Bengals on that. Let's check. Let's check on the chat here just a little bit. Bengals in a rebound. We got Bengals. Bengals are overdue. What's up, Megan? She says the Bengals as well. Yeah, so what's this one we got? We got Flacco had his one good game for the year last week. I gotta get my like soundboard working. I don't know. Did you hear that? I'm not sure if people can hear it. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was
Joe
working.
Flacco really another game like that again.
Yeah, I don't even know the game he had, like I said, because I wasn't really paying attention because I was out at Lambeau for tailgating. But like I got to start. I got to get like NFL Pass so I can catch up on all this stuff or get the highlights or whatever. Because like I've been missing out. But anyways, we got the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings, bro. Woo! Now this is a game I like to predict right here. Let's hear it in the chat. Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings. I don't even know, like it doesn't say home or away on this thing. I think I don't know who the home teams are on these things. But I don't think it matters, bro. Let's see. First of all, Blake, who you got? Lions or Vikings over here?
And I gotta go with the Lions. A lot.
It's at Minnesota.
People, yeah, and that's every week that the Vikings are on to the team that they're playing.
Yeah, I missed some of that. You're cutting out over here, but I'm actually, because since it's in Minnesota, I'm gonna pick the Vikings, but I think it's gonna be a close game. And the Vikings got embarrassed on Monday night. Um, like this is gonna be a noon game. I think Kirk Cousins plays better at noon than he does at night. I think that they'll bounce back game, but I think the Lions are no pushovers. I think the Lions are gonna fight and scrap. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions pull it off, and I would love it, bro. Like you have no idea the celebration that I would have if the Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings. I would dance in the street, and I'm not like supporting the Lions at all, but I would watching, the Lions on that Hard Knocks, and you almost, like, I like Jamal Williams over there, Tim Boyle's over there, their head coach. Whether he's a good head coach or not, I don't know, but he's entertaining, and I feel like like they're good people and they're trying to do the right things. It's like player led team and all that stuff. The coaches are all used to be players. Like they got a good vibe over there. So like I wouldn't be surprised if they win some games just off that. And I would just, anytime that I see the Vikings lose, like I just get happy. Like it makes, I'm like a little kid on Christmas, you know what I mean? But yeah, but I am gonna take the Minnesota Vikings, unfortunately, as Matt over here says. But let's move it along. Let's see. I want to get some comments over here. Your cousins, yeah. Got Vikings, unfortunately. Anyways, let's move along.
Agree. You better get ready to while you're dancing.
I didn't hear everything you said, but I bet it was funny. All right, look. Let's move on. We got the Texans. We got the Bears. All right, the Texans are 0-1-1. They're off to a banger. And we got the Bears that are 1-1. This is a battle of like two trash teams. So chat, let me hear it. Who do you got? Texans, Bears. Whoever I see like most in the chat, I think I'm just gonna go with that team. Because like this is like two trash teams. But what do you got, Blake?
I got anybody but the Bears.
You're picking the Bears, huh?
Well, I mean,
I'm not.
I don't think the Texans will put up much of a fight.
All right, so I'm gonna say like this: Texans at Bears. No, I think I think it's at Bears because I think the home might be on the other, so whatever. So Texans at Bears. I think that they'll win. I'm gonna take the Bears on that. Like unfortunately, I'm gonna take the Bears, and I think it's gonna be close. Like I'm gonna say I could be wrong, but I feel like the Bears. They got embarrassed. They lost to the Packers, right? Their daddy owned them, and they got all disrespected on Sunday Night Football. Everyone's making fun of them. I believe it's at home. I don't know because I don't have it right here, but I think I think I'm right. And I think that they're good at home. I think that's they played week 1 in that sloppy mess. They played good football, or at least good enough to win. So I think that they're going to be fired up. They got to have a bounce back week. For sure, they're going to get their best shot, and it's the Texans. If you give the Texans your best shot, you're probably going to win. But the Texans are just a trash. I like this traitor. Hey, I'm just being honest. All right, I think the Bears are going to win a few games, but like it's the Texans, bro. It's the Texans. It's not just a bad football team. It's a horribly run football team. Like the whole thing, that whole like management staff. Like I don't know what's going on over there. All right, next we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Indianapolis Colts. All right, this is easy for me. So who you got in the chat? We got the Kansas City Chiefs. We got the Indianapolis Colts. I believe the Colts are at home, if I'm right. And yeah, home team's on the right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure this thing out. Home teams are on the right. All right. So yeah, so I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't care where this game is played. They can play this game on Mars. The Chiefs, I mean, I think the Chiefs might fall eventually. Like they're gonna give up a game that they probably shouldn't give up. But like I don't think this is that game. But it will happen. Like all good teams do. And the Chiefs are definitely a good team. Um Yeah, you say not a trap game. Chiefs big. Yeah, and first of all, the Colts aren't like some trash team. They are 1-1, but a lot of people thought the Colts were going to do something this year. Not like do something like win the Super Bowl, but like win some games, I think. I don't know a lot about the Colts either, I ain't gonna lie. But I heard Pat McAfee's a big fan of them, and he's been talking them up. So like I think that they're gonna win some games, but you say this ain't gonna be one of them. And there might not be a lot of them actually. That might have been a little bit of overhype. But we got Benita over here. She says Chiefs by 3. All right, all right. That would be, a good game. Even if the Colts can stay with the Chiefs like that by 3, I think that'd be cool for them. I think that'd be a nice little boost. But also they're all 1-1. They're going to be scrapping. They're going to be at home. They're going to be, the backs against the wall. They don't want to go 0-2-1. Like I don't know how many teams go 0-2-1 and then want to do anything significant. But they're also playing the Chiefs. They got a challenge ahead of them, is what I'm saying. We got the Raiders next. The Raiders, who are 0-2, surprisingly. Everyone's talking about the Raiders like they're going to be the best thing since sliced bread, but not the case so far. And then they're playing the Titans, who are also 0-2. That was a surprise to a lot of people because Derrick Henry, all those guys over there. But the Raiders and the Titans, someone's going to win a game. That's for sure. So hit me up in the chat, people. Raiders, Titans. Who do you got? Blake, let's start off with you.
I mean, as they have for talent wise, I don't think that they're going to beat Derrick. Derrick Henry's going to run all.
Yeah, you think Derrick Henry's going to have himself a day? I don't know who to pick. I don't know a lot about the Titans besides Derrick Henry. Like I ain't gonna lie, but the Raiders, I'm actually gonna pick the Raiders in this. I think the Raiders were absolutely embarrassed. I think they were like Devontae Adams, like he was mad. I think they blow it out of proportion. Devontae Adams was mad. And they're like, oh, he never had this many. The whole comparison with Devontae Adams and the Packers like needs to stop. Like it's so overdone, and they're always talking about it. He's mad, and oh, I bet he regrets coming. It's foolish. But I do think the Raiders are like they looked horrible. I didn't watch the game, but I heard, and they're 0-2. So, and I seen the clips of Devontae Adams just being triggered. So I think that they're gonna fight, they're gonna battle, they're gonna get together. They're probably gonna win the game. And they're playing a team that's 0-2, and which I get. Like Derrick Henry could just change a game, and the Raiders could start 0-3. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't be against it. I ain't gonna lie. I got no hate for the Raiders. But all right, so then next, I want to get to some of these. But oh God, Carr is trash. I don't think Carr is trash, but I think that he's might have been a little overhyped of what I don't think he's doing what was projected by a lot of people. And now he's got Devontae Adams. Like this is his year. Like if you're Derek Carr, like this is your year to like do something. I like Derek Carr. I've always like I got no hate for Derek Carr, but like this is your year. Now you got your top notch wide receiver. Go win some football games. You know what I mean? All right. So we got the Saints and we got the Panthers. All right, Chad, hit me up. Who you got, the Saints or the Panthers? The Saints are 1-1, taking on the Panthers, who are 0-2. The Panthers, they got what's his face, Baker Mayfield over there. He's slinging footballs, but I'm not sure he's throwing a lot of touchdowns or not because they're 0-2. But Saints, Panthers, hit me up in the chat. And Blake, what do you got?
I really like I like Baker Mayfield more, a lot more side than he's a lot tougher. He seems to know his offense a lot. Mr. Winston knows his offense for what, 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, I you're breaking up a little bit, but yeah, I think you're saying that. Yeah, Baker Mayfield doesn't know the offense really. I mean, he's new, but on the Saints side, like, I think the Saints because I think the Saints, Sean Payton, like he does that trickeration stuff. I don't know how much he's doing it with what's his face over there. Who's he got over there that Taysom Hill. I saw that he got a touchdown. He did some stuff. Baker Mayfield thing. I thought the Panthers would have been more successful, like so far, like what I was from what I've seen, and he's not. He's not. They're not. I'm gonna say he, but the Panthers are not doing that. I'm picking the Saints on that one. Um, I don't like have hate for Baker Mayfield though. Like I kind of like Baker Mayfield. Like I thought he was done a little bit dirty over there by the Browns. Like he was like the quarterback that like got him relevance. I wouldn't say relevancy because they're not really relevant, but at least people are talking about him a little bit. Like this could be it. This could be uh this could be it. Anyways, let's move on off that game. We got the Eagles. We got Washington. The Eagles had that big win. You know, they're 2-0. I didn't really believe in the Eagles hype. Like when the season started, because some people were talking about them, but like they trashed the Vikings. They were doing the skull chant in the stadium. That was awesome to see. So the Eagles, and then you got Washington. They're 1-1. It's in Washington, but I have no faith in any of these teams. So who you got? Let's hear it in the chat. Washington versus the Eagles. We got a little mixture over here so far in the chat. Got Eagles by 10. Eagles. So who do you got, Blake?
I see a lot of Eagles, and I mean the last 2 weeks they've done nothing, especially Jalen Hurts. He had, I think it was over 300 all first half. Oh
Yeah. Yeah, I Jalen Hurts. He, you know, when he first came out, I think I feel like people had like expectations, like he didn't meet him, and a lot of people like left him for dead and thought, you know, said he's done, he ain't gonna be nothing. But I think he might be it. You know, I mean, I don't want to say it, but like we'll see. But I think he's definitely on the right path. And it's a division game. I don't know how good Washington is. I don't think that they're good at all, though. You know what I mean? I don't think that they're good at all. And we got Eagles. Dan says Eagles. Hurts looks like an absolute monster, but the O-line needs to get their stuff together. Too many penalties by the O-line versus Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, so like that's just it. Like with any quarterback, you got to give him time. You got to give him protection. Not just that, the running game, and it all works together. But yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. I think I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a good year. I think that's going to be an interesting division. I think the Cowboys are going to go down. I know that they won, but like I have, you know, no one has faith that the Cowboys are going to do anything this year. Even Eagles, even if they don't show up for the game, like yeah, you're saying like the Eagles can have a bad game and still win that thing. So here we go. Let's move on to the next game. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 1-1, versus the Chargers, also at 1-1. This is in LA. So who you got, chat? This is a game like I could not possibly care less about. I think the Chargers, you know, they're a team you might hear about later, but the Jaguars, like I don't think obviously that they're going to be anywhere near relevancy. Let's get to the comments here. I think I'm going to drive down from Connecticut for the Washington game. There you go. You know, drive safe. So who we got? We got some Chargers people up in here. Blake, who you got?
I think I gotta go with I gotta agree with everybody else.
Yeah, the Chargers. I see Chargers by 20. I absolutely think that the Chargers win this game. My son is a big Herbert guy. He likes Herbert. He followed him for a little bit. Yeah, I think Chargers, and I think you're right. It's not going to be close. Like this is one of those games that the Chargers should just beat up on them. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about the Packers and the Bears, like that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to beat up on them, and I think that's what this is. And then Chargers being 1-1, they want to step up. You know, nobody wants to fall to 1-2. I mean, the Jaguars are gonna, so it should be expected. All right, moving quite right along. We got the Atlanta Falcons, who are 0-2, taking on the Seahawks, who are 1-1 at home. This is going to be in Seattle. Falcons versus the Seahawks. Chat, who you got? Is there a chance that Herbert doesn't play that last game or the Chargers game? Because if I didn't hear nothing about that.
I didn't
But yeah,
see
that's what it would
anything.
take. But anyways, so let's move right on to this. We got Atlanta. We got a lot of people saying Seahawks by 10. This is pretty mixed. Blake, who do you got in this game?
I gotta go with the Seahawks. He went from backup to just doing great.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think the Seahawks are going to win that game. I think they got something going on there. I think they lost that game to Denver, right? In the last second. Oh,
yep.
They won that one. I forget how it went now. But anyways, I think the Seahawks are going to win. I think that they had a bad loss, didn't they? No, Russell Wilson lost. I don't remember now.
Yep. Yeah, the Seahawks beat Russell Wilson at the last second.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was. Either way, I think it works in their favor. Yeah, they won over here. I appreciate it. But yeah, my memory is not up to par. No, but I think the Seahawks win that game. I think they're fired up. Geno Smith's over there. He's yelling, they forgot about me type of stuff. I think that they're fired up. They're trying to rally around them. I think the Seahawks are. I don't think that they're gonna win a lot of games. I wouldn't put them in the playoffs or nothing. But I think that they're gonna win this game. They're gonna win some football games this year. But and that'll be one of them. All right, then we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers obviously 2-0. Packers 1-1, coming off a big win in Sunday Night Football. I wouldn't say a big win, but they won by a large amount of points. But who do you got, people? Packers, Buccaneers. I mean, I have a feeling I know like how this one's gonna swing. But who do we got? Packers taking on the Bucs. The Bucs, Tom Brady led. They're down some players. I believe maybe 2 wide receivers. I'm not for sure on that, but one for sure is suspended. And then I think I saw a defensive tackle is going to be out. He might, he's got some bad injury. But it's going to be a fight, though. I don't think that the Packers. It doesn't matter that they have injuries. Like they have Tom Brady. Like they have a team. They're going to be scrapping. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be at home. The Packers are playing in Tampa Bay. Historically, not great when they go that way. But I think the Packers are taking it. You know what I mean? What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, I mean they have enough injuries, and I'm sad to say it, but with Mike Evans out, and it's a lot easier to beat them. I mean, every other time it would have been great to play him all banged up and everything, but
Yeah, I think that the Bucs are like I say, like a really good football team. They're missing a lot. He said we got 4 wide receivers out right now. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is. So I don't really follow the Bucs like that. But when you got Tom Brady like out there, like he's gonna make some guys shine. Like I don't know who they got out there, but they'll figure it out. It's gonna be a tough game, but the Packers are gonna win it. I think the Packers are gonna go on a little bit of run here, but this is a tough game. This is the tough game. I think then it gets a lot easier. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I'll do a separate live on that. But yeah, this is the game. This is one of the games that at the beginning of the season, like when I saw it, like that's going to be one of those tough, the toughest games of the season. The Bucs, Tom Brady. I don't really think about it like that. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, because they don't play against each other. But I know that it's going to be overhyped and overhyped and overhyped, which it really hasn't been so far. But the Bucs having injuries, even if the Packers win, that people will make excuses. Oh, they couldn't, they had injuries and this and that. But we'll see. It's going to be a tough game. The Bucs are a good team. You got to give them the respect. I mean, they're 2-0 for a reason, and I think that they had like a kind of an off game and they still won. Was that last week? I didn't. Anyways, moving on, we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. I'll get this comment in there because that's true. But yeah, we got the Rams versus the Cardinals. I think I won't say who I'm taking quite yet. Let's see it in the chat. Who do you got? Rams, Cardinals. This is in Arizona. And Blake, let me know. Who do you got?
Honestly, I have no idea with the way that the Cardinals played on Sunday and won in overtime. But I mean, Matthew Stafford with that bum elbow that he's got, he's still good. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Dan over here. I'm gonna take the Rams. And I just feel like the Rams are one of those teams that kind of like the Packers in the history, like where like they have bad games. They might not always be like the best, but like they're gonna win more than they don't. Arizona, I don't really have a ton of faith in, and not as much as a lot of other people do. But not that they're a bad football team, but I think that the Rams are gonna win that one. The Rams are gonna win some football games this year. And we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Broncos. This is actually a really interesting game. I think this is a really good game because like the Niners, they had Jimmy Garoppolo, then they got Trey Lance. Trey Lance goes down. Now Jimmy comes back in. Luckily, they didn't get rid of him. I do think Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a good game manager. He can throw the ball when needed, but if you use the right type of offense for Jimmy, I feel like he's successful. And the 49ers kind of do that. Run the ball, don't, not throwing the ball 45 times a game. They beat the Packers throwing the ball like whatever it was, 6 or 7 times. Well, here we go. So let's see in the chat. Niners, Broncos, and Blake, what do you got?
I mean, as much as I like Russell Wilson since he played at Wisconsin, he's not been great this year. I'm going to have to go with the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo is one hell of a quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't really think about this one. All right, we got Russell Wilson over there being cringy. Like I like Russell Wilson, but he does some cringy stuff. He's just a weird dude. And I like it. I mean, I wouldn't say I like it, but like he's he is what he is. He knows what he is. Um, I'm gonna say like I first of all, I hate both these teams. And for a good chunk, both their fan bases. I don't know what they hate, but like I argue with both these because Broncos wanted my quarterback, so I was arguing with them forever. And the 49ers beat the Packers in the playoffs. Obviously, I got to scrap with them. And oh yeah, Phil over here bringing up a good point. Our buddy Kurt Benkert just signed the practice squad with the 49ers, which might push them over the edge. No, but I am going to say the 49ers in this one. And I'll tell you why. Jimmy Garoppolo coming back. All right. They are all set to go to Trey Lance. And they kept Jimmy. I'm sure the players were all talking about. A lot of the players probably have friendship and bonds with Jimmy Garoppolo that they all play together. So now he's stepping back in. I think it's going to get a lot of motivation. It's going to pump up this team. They're going to get fired up and say, "All right, we got a guy who got us here last year." Not that Trey Lance, like they all hated him, but I feel like they'll use this to energize the team. They'll get a win. It'll be a battle though, because Russell Wilson's on the other side. I think he's going to be battling too. Anyways, let's move along. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. All right, the Giants are 2-0, bro. I had no idea. Cowboys are 1-1. Cowboys, Dak Prescott is out. Their season is over. I don't care that they won last week. That season is over. It was over when he went down, and that sucks. That really does suck. I don't know how long he's out. He didn't go on IR or nothing, but he is not going to be in this thing. But who do you got, Blake, in chat? Let's hear it. Who's going to win this game? Here we go.
I really don't really have any faith in either of these teams. They're lower tier, especially without Dak Prescott. I don't see the Cowboys winning hardly any games without him.
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are going to win too many games. We'll see. Like Mike McCarthy might pull a trick out of his hat or whatever, but I don't see the Cowboys winning a ton. I think I'm going to pick the Giants, and I will say this: at the beginning of the year, I didn't think the Giants were going to win many games at all, and like they're starting off fast. Like we'll see if they can keep it going. But I'm going to take the Giants in that one. I'm going to have faith because they are playing the Cowboys. It's a depleted team. They won last week. They're probably going to be amped up, maybe too amped up, and then they're going to come back to reality to suck it. Let's read some comments over here. The Giants win, and McCarthy stars in the live action South Park movie as an adult Eric Cartman. I think that is probably spot on. That is probably pretty accurate. I think that that's it. That's all the picks.
I think McCarthy's really just playing week to week so he doesn't get fired.
Well, and I think coaching for the Cowboys, I actually like Mike McCarthy. I think he's a good dude. Like he was a good coach here for a while. He, probably was overstayed his welcome just a little bit. I don't want to say overstayed his welcome, but like, it wasn't working no more. So whatever, he had to move on. But in Dallas, dude, when you got Jerry Jones creeping over your shoulder, I think that's a lose-lose situation. I mean, he needed a job. He got a job. Maybe his next one, if he because you never know when he'll get fired. But if you get fired the year your quarterback goes down, I think that's stupid. Like your quarterback go down, that's like blowing a tire on the highway and then you're getting yelled at because you're late. Like, bro, my tires and it's blew up, bro. Like, what do you want from me? I think that. But let's get to some comments over here. We got McCarthy is still stubborn as crap and he doesn't know how to use a running back. Yeah, that's the thing. McCarthy is very stubborn.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like using running back. Like he wants to sling that thing. He wants Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers, like 2010s. Like he just wants to throw it around. He's not really interested in building like a run for the pass. Like he had Aaron Jones, never gave him the ball. Like he's playing hide and seek with that thing. And Phil jumps in. He said, "Where's Phil over here?" Phil says, "McCarthy is more like the grown-up version of the Boy Scout for the movie Up."
That's funny.
Phil is the man. But I think I'm going to wrap this thing up. I appreciate everyone listening. But from now on, all my podcasts will be live. I won't do any pre-recorded podcast. I mean, unless I have like players on or certain people that don't want to be live and I don't want to put live. Most of them are. I don't think that this will be a podcast. I don't know if I'm gonna put the picks on a podcast. I'm not sure people listen to podcasts care. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all listening. Big shout out to Blake. Blake, do you have anything you want to plug? You have a podcast, don't you?
Yeah, the Wisconsinite podcast. You can find it on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
There you go. The Wisconsinite podcast. Go check it out. Show Blake some love. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we are going to get out this thing. Peace out. Oh, look at this.
I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah.